Okay.
All right, so what's going to happen with Tesla next?
Um, that's a good question. Why don't you tell everyone?
Well, I mean, we are in the probably the very last stages of a speculative bubble in Tesla and in other EV makers. So the fact that this Xpeng Motors came public today, Zpeng or whatever, however you pronounce XPEV or something, then
The one I was showing you this morning.
that was LI.
Okay, yeah.
So
So
that,
another one came
yeah, it
IPO
IPO'd.
today.
Yeah, IPO'd
Was
today.
it another Chinese company?
Chinese company. Yeah. Then you got Neo. You got Tesla.
Which Neo, I'm extremely impressed with, honestly. We watched a video last night about Neo as a product. And I have to say, back to the customer service angle that we talked about yesterday, um, their concepts are really good. And I
Yeah.
think that they've thought of some things that, I mean, may not be necessarily original because they're things that point, such as having battery swapping and those sorts of things. However, they are executing them. So Neo has done these centers to where you can pull your car up and swap the battery with a new battery. You can also do a form of supercharging, and then they have buses that will be transported to you if you're in a more remote location. Um, Having been in remote locations and almost ran out of battery in cold weather, I think that that's an excellent concept. So I could see Neo going really far, and I would buy one. They were a cool looking car. So yesterday I don't think that they're kind of ugly. I thought they were pretty cool
Well,
looking.
I'd never looked at the
I
car.
know, but I do. I mean, when you and I saw one, we were pretty impressed. I would buy one. I really would.
Yeah. Well, I'm not looking at these companies from a fundamental standpoint because, frankly, at the stage that we are at in the stock market, fundamentals don't matter much at this time.
Sure.
So we are nearing the blow off stage. Now it is pretty much near impossible to say whether we are in the penultimate stage or the final stage of the rally. I mean, I would be lying if I said I knew it. But I've got my own ideas when I'm going to liquidate a position or exercise all the calls and stuff like that. And it's getting to the point where I'm counting weeks, if not days.
Okay.
So we are getting to the point. I mean, this is not where you want to go all in and buy. If you're already in Tesla, you're already in Neo. I mean, Neo still has a good entry, in my opinion. If you,
I think so.
yeah, yeah,
I mean, I think this is very early on. I would be really interested to see where they're going to go at from a global perspective as a company. I think that there could be some fierce competition for Tesla if they decide to get in the U.S. market.
yeah, they are early on from a very long-term perspective, but the stock is pretty much not early on. I mean, it's like it's midpoint or something, or I mean, the
When did
stock
it come IPO?
has been IPO for months. I mean, like couple of years or something. I mean, I've been following it on and
What
off.
would you contrast it to, say, like maybe Snapchat, though, who would be similar in the duration of coming IPO?
Oh, I don't know. I'll have to look at the chart, but it's been like couple of years or something. I mean, the stock
Well,
was
no,
trading
I'm
at one
saying
dollar.
in theory, because with Snap, they one could have said that they were another Facebook or another
Mm.
MySpace or whatever, and then are they gonna be? Is Neo gonna go like that, where it just kind of the stock itself kind of fizzles, or does it have the potential to be its own?
Long term, yes. I mean, long term, they're gonna be a contender. But in the short term, which is like weeks to months, So the stock is gonna go parabolic. It's already in the process of going parabolic.
Are we talking Tesla or Neo?
Neo.
Okay.
I mean, but you could apply the same to Tesla.
So Lugino wants to know what about the capital raise just announced? Does it change the perspective on Neo?
Oh, I had no idea they announced the capital raise. Let me see if the damn thing uploaded after us. So thank you for bringing it to my attention. So I had no idea. Yep, sounds like it's down big time. So yeah, I'll have to read up about it. So
This is what happens when you work for a living.
yeah, well, I mean, technically, I'm just gonna hold the stock. So I'm not gonna liquidate it here. So I mean, we don't have that much money in Neo. I mean, we put another $10,000 today, but I mean, overall, our overall exposure is not that much. It's like so even if we lose all this money, it's not gonna
Well,
bother us.
no, but and the thing is though, you have to remember they do this with Tesla all the time where I mean it's like it's a new company so it doesn't have the stability that you would necessarily see. I mean Tesla's getting to the point where everyday news doesn't necessarily phase a stock as much.
Right.
If you remember even a few years ago, every time someone would see a change in Tesla, um, there would anytime a news was announced or something negative about the company, the stock would temporarily respond for a day or after hours or whatever. And it was highly influenced. I don't think that the analysts have as much control as they did.
I mean, personally, I'm not worried about the capital raise. I haven't read the details, but sounds like it's something that would be positive for the stock. I mean, if you're an EV maker here and you're raising capital and you're able to raise capital when your stock is high, I mean, that's not a negative. I'm mainly trading it from a chart standpoint, and the stocks, let's say 21-day moving average is at $14.92. After hours is trading at like $18.34. I wish I could share my screen, but anyway, so $18.34 is like even over the 5-day moving average. So I mean, the exponential moving averages look great.
Sure.
The weekly chart is looking just fine. I would just keep on holding it. There's going to be intense volatility in the short run, but I don't think that's the end of the stock's run. I highly, highly doubt it. The probability is that the stock is going to go up. But there's a reason why I did not invest a whole lot of money in Neo. I mean, if we lose all the money, we'll just write it off to our capital gains. It's like, who cares?
Oh my goodness.
It's like it doesn't matter. So, but yeah, I mean, I'd be worried if I had the majority of my net worth in Neo. So,
I mean, I don't know. I don't know that.
what? You don't know what?
Oh, I mean, it would be a concern. I'm just remembering back to other situations where we've seen that. Tesla used to do that all the time. They raise money and stock go down. Why Tesla leaves versus short-term calls? Asked Mike.
Yeah, that's a great question. So, first of all, leaps is good if you want to increase your leverage without taking on the risk of margin exposure. So when I bought Tesla $400 strike calls, it's
Were they
specifically.
out of the money at that time?
Oh no, 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 no,
Okay.
no, no. I bought them on May 5th, 2020, but I had been trading like leap calls much before then. So I mean, I had made tons of money on other trades, so it wasn't like my brand new trade. But the stock was trading in 700s at that time, and I paid like 430 some dollar, and now those calls are like 1800 some dollars, so like 4 times or something. So at that time they gave me 200% leverage. So instead of me buying X amount of shares, I could buy I'd control 2x times of shares by deep in the money calls, and they were deep in and now they are way, way deep in the money. Short-term calls, you don't want to deal with short-term calls. Short-term calls are super risky. I mean, we've got some short-term calls on Tesla expiring on October 16, 2022. And we got strike price of 3,500. We got strike price of 2,850 and stuff like that. I mean, I'm willing to lose my money on it. Do you still believe 3,500 is achievable for Tesla? Okay, so I don't believe in a stock price targets. It just helps me think in terms of what might happen. So Elon Musk, the last tranche is available when the company reaches a market cap of $650 billion. There's a very high probability that the guy is going to be able to get all his tranches. 650 billion equates to about 3,500 or 3,600 stock price. Is that going to happen? I don't know. Is there a high probability? Is there some probability? Definitely. It depends on how the stock goes. Somebody wanted me to talk about George Soros's theory of reflexivity, and I can tie it all together. So, theory of reflexivity is that when in a market where there's active thinking market participants, if there's a change in the price of a security, that affects the fundamentals and it can lead into a virtuous cycle or a vicious cycle. So right now we're in the midst of a virtuous cycle, as evidenced by NEO tonight. So the stock price is going up. Market participants are all super excited. They're willing to give them money. So what do? They raise their capital. So that actually improves the fundamentals of the company, and the stock price will respond positively to that. So it's a self-fulfilling or self-reinforcing loop that goes in either direction. So right now, EV makers, specifically Tesla, their fundamentals are improving because of the improving stock price. But make no mistake, this is not going to last. I mean, the speculative frenzy is eventually going to end.
So, what do you think there will be another next big thing? Is that what are we looking towards space? Is that probably our next
Yeah,
race or thing where we're going
yeah,
to see investors pull towards? The things that I think are likely to be the next big thing for investment standpoint are going to be both space as well as genetics and pharmaceutical drugs that are tailored towards that. I think there's a big market in that. Anything that is moving forward from an AI standpoint or advanced in medicine are going to be big contenders.
yeah. Personally, I'm not going to be trading any of those. I'll just be trading Tesla for the foreseeable
Sure,
future and for the
but
next several
I
years.
think if we're going to be, speculative, that would be where we're going. I think some other things are dead in the water, as we've seen with the closing of many household names lately.
Yeah.
So, and I don't know how, Corona is going to play into that at all, if at all. But yeah, we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, so I mean, right now Tesla is not going to top. It's not going to top. I mean, this is not investment advice. Make your own decisions. But in my personal opinion, Tesla is not going to top tomorrow. It's not going to top on Monday, which is a great thing. It's probably going to top when S&P 500 includes it, and let's see when that happens. So yeah, we got time.
Okay.
All
All
right.
right. We'll talk to you guys next time.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Bye bye.